So clearly applications are on the rise. What have you seen in terms of mobile app adoption for the past year, and what do you see for the year ahead?
Oh, I'm really excited about what's going on with mobile app adoption. 2 years ago, when we talked to companies, it was all about email and calendar. Over 80% of the companies that we talked to, that was all that they were doing. Then in 2014, things started to change. We interviewed, and more than 53% of the companies said we're going to do 10 or more apps this year. Now, as we're moving into 2015, we're seeing an environment where companies are talking about 20, 30, up to 100 apps. And in some cases, we have companies looking at over 1,000 apps. Now, these are micro apps. They're not as big as something as ERP, but they're for global companies, and they're doing specific workflows that are meaningful to their end users. So there's been a big movement in terms of mobile enabling apps and services.
Yeah, I think if you look at our customer base, we have a very large customer base, having been in business for over 15 years, and well over half of our customers have multiple applications deployed, and some of them are in the hundreds as well, and some of them knocking on the door of thousands, as you mentioned. And what's interesting about them is that they recognize that they can bring in a mix of ISV applications and these SaaS applications to mobilize quickly, and then they can learn and work on building basically a foundation or a factory where they can then quickly produce these micro apps or these mobile apps to meet the different needs of the business. And as each business unit sees interesting things going on, they in turn come back and ask for more. So you have this sort of self-perpetuating process now, really an application factory driving the business.
I want to pick up on a point you made. It's subtle but really important. And that's this notion of building a foundation. So I think people used to be very focused on the devices, the security, and the management. And I feel now companies are saying there are solutions that can make this happen, and it's picking the solution that's right for them. But they can build that foundation, and now they can focus on the apps, the workflows, the business processes that are going to matter for them. So a big transition in the industry overall in the past 2 years, I'd say.